Hello everyone and welcome to Project Auto. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to modify the side skirt trim on your Mercedes. This works for a ton of the newer models that have the similar side skirt design. So I'm doing something a little bit different here than what's shown typically on YouTube, which involves buying either new trim pieces or buying covers and then wrapping them. Really complicated and also very expensive. They're spending 200 some dollars or more on this project. And this is something that you're able to handle pretty easily with the right tools. And this first tool that we're looking at is knifeless tape. So we're going to vinyl wrap these side skirts, but it's typically very difficult, especially using a knife, because you don't want to scratch the paint. You don't want to damage your vehicle. And this knifeless tape is pretty cool. It's like double-sided tape that you will apply pretty much around the area that you want to cut, and then you will pull a wire out and it will cut the tape or the vinyl wrap for you. And you'll see how I do that a little bit later in the video here. But basically what you want to do is cut the strip to length that you want and apply the tape around the area that you're trying to cover. As you can see here, I had it around the side skirt insert, and then I have my gloss carbon fiber vinyl wrap that I am going to place over it. One thing, of course, that you want to consider is that you've left a little bit excess on both sides, so you'll be able to start pulling your knifeless tape through the vinyl wrap. So you can use various different colors. In my case, like I said, I went with carbon fiber. You can use gloss black. You can go with a matte silver. You can do any kind of vinyl that you want. It's all going to work the same. You know, some, like the carbon fiber, might be a little more difficult to use than others, but overall, you're going to get the end result that you're looking for as long as you do the job properly. So the installation process is more or less the same for applying vinyl. You want to use a little bit of heat, get a little bit of stretch in there, but you might want to do that at the end only, just to apply the vinyl very easily to the surface, and without mentioning here on accident that you want to have a clean surface before you do any of this. That's kind of a given, but just in case. Once you have a clean surface, you've applied the vinyl or the tape and then the vinyl over that, you can see here that once you break the little metal wire free from the tape, it just slices right through the vinyl wrap, and then you're able to pull the excess vinyl out. One thing I learned is that the wire is pretty accurate to where it sits, so you want to be on the lines of the curves as best as possible, because I did have a little bit of excess here and there, which I later did have to go back and cut with a knife. Once you cut the vinyl with the wire, you'll see that it splits the tape that it was sitting on in half, and you will just kind of pull the other half from behind the vinyl, and you'll remove it from the surface completely, and then you'll just kind of touch up the edges of the vinyl where you've pulled from, pressing them against the side skirt in this case, kind of sealing the gap, and of course making sure everything is set in properly. And you can go back in and add some heat or do some touch-ups with the bubbles and stuff like that. Vinyl's relatively forgiving if it's a good material. I can drop also a link to both the cutting tape and the vinyl wrap that I used in the description, so keep an eye out for those. I did look at some alternatives originally for the cutting tape, just to see if there were some better options. The one I'm using here is the 3M cutting tape, and the other brands typically seem to sometimes have some issues cutting, or they would mess up the vinyl or something like that, and so it didn't seem worth saving $1 or $2 here for possibly messing up your work and having to do all the vinyl all over again. So This one that I went with, everything went flawlessly. You can see it cuts through the vinyl really good. It doesn't pull it up or anything, and it was very simple to use, and it made the job possible in the first place, and very easy. So I'm no expert with vinyl. In fact, I'm not really the best at it, to be honest. And what you're seeing here is the first side skirt that I did, and it came out pretty decent by the end of it after some trimming and whatnot. The other side came out much better as well. So sometimes, for the sake of practice, you might have to do one just to figure it out. But this overall made the job pretty easily accomplishable, and you can see the carbon fiber here. It looked great when the light hits it, especially during the daytime. Here in the darkness in the video, it's a little more difficult to capture, but overall, very simple process, and it was very cheap, probably close to around, of course it depends on the vinyl you buy and whatnot, but price of materials just that were used specifically in here, probably around 20 bucks. Like I said, as opposed to purchasing exterior trim pieces and then vinyl wrapping over them or having them in a different color in the first place, you're paying $200 or more in some cases to accomplish the same look, and it's really not worth it. What's nice about this is it protects the paint a little bit, and if you ever want to change it, you simply heat it up a little bit and remove it, and you can go through a lot of vinyl by the time you come out with a similar cost to doing the alternative method. So it's really easy to do at home. I'd say pretty much anybody can do it. You just need a little bit of patience, and of course, as I mentioned, this works on various Mercedes models. You can do it on the W205s, W212s that have the similar side skirt designs, S-classes. It's all pretty much the same. There's just little differences in the length and stuff like that, but overall the way you do it, the method is the same. So, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Any questions you guys have, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, definitely recommend the mod. It's very easy and very cheap to do as compared to the alternatives to get basically the same end result. So if this video helped you guys, please make sure to drop a like. I'll have some clips at the end here that show the final product. Stay tuned for more mods on the CLS and the W204 and also the Mopars, I guess. We've got a lot of projects going on, lots of big stuff coming up. So a like is always appreciated, and a subscribe always helps the channel, and also allows you to stay tuned with any upcoming mods and whatnot. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.